Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Davon Lewis Show podcast, where I bring the latest news and updates from the world of sports entertainment. More importantly, we'll be covering for the results review for AEW Dynasty for 2025, which was live and concluded from the Lucas Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Appreciate you guys coming through for the channel. Let's talk professional wrestling and dive into an AEW Dynamite Dynasty review, and I'll catch you guys soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go jump right into it. Starting off with the actual 0 hour. We have the commentary on deck. We have Renee Paquette, RG City, Jeff Jarrett, which was hosted by them. Included on the panel, we had Excalibur and Tony Schiavone and Matt Menard actually doing the play-by-play for the majority of the 0 hour for the matches that were on the deck. We kick things off with Nick Wayne and crew, Leo's Rush and Action Andretti, alongside with Mother Wayne and Kip Sabian. They end up defeating the likes of AR Fox and Top Flight, Darius Martin and Dante Martin, along with Leila Gray. The match was great from what everything you could have got when it came to trios action. I enjoyed everything, all the twists and turns, all the transitional moves. AR Fox was the MVP through the course of this match, and he was on fire. He held his own, and I enjoyed how the presentation of this actual trios action took place. Of course, things came with a little bit of controversy, as the whole night was all about that. As we had Mother Wayne ended up getting involved, costing Darius Martin when he was on the top of the perk. And of course, who else ended up picking the victory? No other than the lovely with the Wayne's World. We end up having that victory by no other than Nick Wayne, who secured the victory and got the 1-2-3 on AR Fox. Then we got to the next big one of the night. We end up having a Platinum Max Caster Open. I know this was with a whole lot of controversy, and a lot of people were not really on par to it, wasn't really interested when it came to who his opponents were, but it was a lot of options. It could have been Anthony Bowens. It also could have been returning of Jack Perry, as well as we could have had a couple of people that could have made their jump and step up and get a spot on Dynasty for 0 hour. But it ended up being a returning Anthony Bowens alongside with Billy Gunn. He ended up defeating Max Caster via pinfall with a rolling elbow. More importantly, I enjoyed the presentation of this actual singles match. It had a whole lot that went into it. I love Anthony Bowens' repackaging, and it really stand out in a really big way. And I look forward to seeing a whole lot of turnout when it comes to Anthony Bowens. If they continue to go in this direction with him, he can become a big player and end up on a singles run becoming the TNT champion. But when it comes to Platinum Max Caster, it's the opposite. I feel like he's on a downward spiral, and they're trying to get him on his losing streak to get the fans slowly behind him. So when he actually get his first win, it'd be important. But from my own personal opinion, I just was not truly feeling it. But we got to stay tuned to see how the turnout turns out for Platinum Max. But of course, we already know how that goes. He feel like he's the best wrestler alive. But with the L's currently right now, he's the best loser alive currently at the moment, but hopefully they give some better direction when it comes to Platinum Max Caster. Then we get to the men's Owen Hart Cup Memorial Tournament as we get the first round underway, as we have Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. And of course, this match was everything that you truly could have had for it. I enjoyed the presentation. I enjoyed Kevin Knight holding his own. He did his thing. On top of that, Will Ospreay handled his business as usual, being one of the best in the world, and really kept us captivating, kept us highly interested. But in overall, I enjoyed the way how Will Ospreay held his own and kept us highly invested when it came to how things were going through the course of this match. Kevin Knight was a last-minute replacement after the Switchblade Jay White ended up breaking his hand. So he's going to be out for some time, so he will be missing All In and a couple other events, so he may not be returning until the fall of this year or later, actually, later in the year, close to the winter season, around December, close to World's End, around that season when he makes his return. But in overall, Will Ospreay was able to get the victory with a lovely hidden blade to secure the victory. It was a great overall match, and I look forward to seeing these two clash again in the near future. But Will Ospreay advances into the next round of the Owen Hart tournament, which is stacking up, and I'm really enjoying the full presentation of how things are looking up. All right, we got Rico coming through. Appreciate you, Rico, for coming through, giving a lovely thumbs up over there on the Facebook side. If you guys would like to know, I'm actually live on all my platforms all across the board. That includes I'm live on X. I'm live currently on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and a new home, which I'm officially live on, is TikTok, which has been blowing up. And I appreciate you guys from the TikTok brand side of things. You guys have been blowing things up. The videos have been getting a whole lot of traction and loving on the algorithm. And now your boys over there knocking things out, adding little shorts over there. And things have been going very, very strong. And I appreciate you guys from the TikTok family for coming on board and being part of the podcast. Then we get into the next following match, which was the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. We had the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. They was in tag team action, defending the gold, alongside with MVP against the Learning Tree members of Big Bill and Brian Keith. Of course, they were able to secure the victory after Big Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, secured the victory with the spear on Brian Keith. And the MJF was there, of course, to cause controversy as usual. Laid out Big Bill with the AEW Dynamite ring. And, of course, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin was looking confused of what MJF would have been there before. After Bobby Lashley had declined his offer to join the Hurt Syndicate, things can really get picked up when it comes to the storyline. What's going to actually happen? Will it really hit a home run when it comes to the storyline? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm still interested and intrigued to see how things may turn out when it comes to the Hurt Syndicate and MVP alongside with the MJF situation. MJF is a sleazeball, so you got to actually kind of keep your eyes peeled because wherever MJF is attached to, it turns to gold. Then we got to the next round of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. It was the first round match. Mercedes Moné and the TBS champion ended up defeating Julia Hart with a seatbelt pin, which was a solid match. A whole lot of back and forth. This is one of more of a Mercedes Moné's slower matches that she have actually been a part of. But in overall, I enjoyed the full presentation of what they actually were putting on together for the women's division. The women did put on a clinic. Julia Hart held her own, but she still got a little bit more work. She's still young. She's only 25. So she got a long ways to go when it comes to her actual full career. But in overall, I enjoyed the presentation for that actual match as Mercedes advances to the next round of the Owen Hart women's division side of things for the actual Memorial Tournament. And then the next match we had up was the AEW World Trios Tag Team Championship at the Death Rider members of Pac, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, Castagnoli, that defeated the likes of Rated FTR. These members were Colt, Dax Harwood, Cass Wheeler, after Wheeler Yuta got a surprising victory with the bicycle knee on Dash Harwood and secured the victory after a whole lot of controversy as these two teams have been clashing for quite some time, even with a whole bunch of controversy that have been going on with Rated FTR that was on the brink of breaking up. But I got some bad news for you guys. It officially actually did happen, and things really broke down when it came to things that had took place. Let's go ahead and dive into a couple of comments. We got a few people that's actually dived in. We got Rico coming through with a couple of fire emojis, and he's all on top of that. And when it comes to things, he's asking, what is my TikTok? My TikTok, actually, let me dive into it real quick and get that for you. And I will put that available so you guys can get to my TikTok because it actually has been picking up a lot of steam. But I'm going to type it in to actually in there right now for you so you can actually have it. So it makes it a whole lot easier for folks to be able to find it. It's going to be Davon Lewis. Oh, I got you. Oops. It's going to be the @ at Davon.Lewis3. That's where it actually is coming up for, but I'm going to put it in the chat right now so a lot of people will be able to have it available. So you guys can actually check out the TikTok, which is available. Boom. I just posted it and put it out there. Let a lot of people know that it's actually available. And there it is right there on the comments. So a lot of people will be able to have that available for the actual TikTok. So everything will be running smoothly there. So you guys can keep up on my TikTok side of things. It really has been taken off in a really great way. I'm already jumped over that threshold of 100 followers so far, but it's been skyrocketing the more I've been doing a whole lot more wrestling reaction videos and getting that off the ground. Things really been taking off on that side of things, including the celebrity stuff. There's a lot of people really been loving the breaking news celebrity stuff, especially if somebody had transition or controversial news, like something that's going on in the world news, stuff like that. TikTok really have been picking up on that. YouTube's still finding this niche. Same when it comes to my Twitch. My Twitch is still I got to figure out how to play with that a little bit more. But once I get the Twitch under wraps, everything should be good on there. And then when it comes to my X account, that's kind of like it comes and goes with the algorithm. The algorithm is kind of hard to figure out, but I'm still kind of just roll with the flow when it comes to that overall presentation of that. But that is actually my TikTok if you want to look it up. And then everything should be all smooth from there. Then after, let's dive right back into Dynasty. I know a lot of you guys are on a short time span when it comes to everything that comes to results review, because you guys been up for a while, especially on the East Coast, as you guys are hitting close to almost nearly midnight, trying to keep up with the show. As the East Coast kind of gets the disadvantage because they are waiting late in the hour when it comes to certain shows, and then when it comes to overseas, my overseas crowd, they just watch it in the morning and then go from there. But we kick things back off after the post match. Willa Eula getting the victory after the Psycho D. Things really hit a chord when it came to Dax Harwood attacking Cope after the match, after hitting a power driver to him. Then FTR really just changed things up and end up attacking Cope. If you guys are not familiar with Cope, it's Adam Copeland, or formerly known as Edge in WWE. I know a lot of people haven't been kind of watching too much of what's been going on with AEW, but if you still want to watch his career, he's currently still wrestling. He's currently wrestling in AEW, and he had a big controversy. He had a couple of title wins over his time period, and then he hit a chord when he was tag teamed up with FTR, and things really broke down very quickly as they put an attack directly on him, and things broke down with the big rig as well, which I was kind of surprised on that whole entire situation. And then, of course, where things got really, really nasty was Cass Wheeler ended up going to go get a couple of chairs and ended up hitting a concerto not once but twice. If you guys are not familiar with what a concerto is, some people are not on my channel. Some of them are not like real big African wrestling fans. It's where he puts the chair directly right under the person's head, use the other chair and hit them in a sandwich kind of style hitting. Pretty much you can check out the little replay or just search up a concerto, and you'd be like, oh man, that really hits people a little differently. But things really were different when it came to the situation. Cope was actually carried to the back on the stretcher after the match, and things really hit different when it came to everything that took place. Rico said he followed me on TikTok. Appreciate you, chap, for coming through and always being a big advocate. This is one of my bigger cousins that pretty much always support any of the content that pretty much have been coming out. Also, he's the main man when it comes to music. If you guys really are looking for music for your content or looking to spice up your content, I highly recommend for you to get in contact with Rico 310, or also check out his content as well. He does a lot of stuff, music, learning how to do key things, and he's on the side of things of doing major production work. So I highly recommend for you guys to go actually check out his content of stuff. And if you want real like straight West Coast style music or the whole 9 yards, he's been in the industry for quite over a long time, almost close to a span of close to 25 plus years. So I highly recommend for you guys, if you guys are looking for music, go check out Rico. He's the main man that pretty much keep things rolling when it comes to my own tracks and my actual content. And I always appreciate you, brother, for always doing your thing. Then we get into the AEW Women's Championship match. We have Toni Storm. She defended the gold alongside coming out with Luther as she defeated Megan Bayne, who was with Penelope Ford. After a surprising dominating fashion by Megan Bayne, but Megan Bayne came up short as Toni Storm was able to secure the victory with a lovely inside cradle and was able to secure the victory with a solid 1, 2, 3. But of course, the match was big as you possibly can get. A lot of people thought Megan Bayne had it in the bag as she was the one that really has been steamrolling, but she actually lost a big match tonight. When it came to Toni Storm, Toni Storm is rolling her way into AEW's All In, the biggest show that they usually put on Showcase. And I look forward to seeing that as I will try to be making my way towards Texas and going to attend the show over in Arlington. This is a big show for media and all that stuff like that. So hopefully you guys be in attendance to be able to hang out. As well as a follow-up, I will be in Phoenix this coming up actually the end of this month. I'm going to be trying to get over to Phoenix for AEW's Double or Nothing that's usually showcased in Las Vegas. But they moved their programming over into Phoenix due to WWE's big programming, WrestleMania. They currently are coming to on the 19th to 20th, actually all week long. I'm just waiting for my media pass, and I'll be doing pretty much a whole lot of media, including the golf tournament, the Boys and Girls charity event, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'll be attending that I usually always end up attending. But more importantly, hopefully you guys are coming out to Vegas to enjoy that spectacle of WrestleMania, including all the big major shows that will be taking place, including TNA's show that will be taking place, MLW, as well as GCW, and a whole lot of other shows that will be taking place when it comes to the actual programming in Las Vegas. It's going to be a long week, including a long weekend, including the after shows and after parties with everything that will be going on. But let's go ahead and dive right back into everything that had took place for Dynasty. Appreciate you guys being patient and rolling through with this podcast. Then we got into the next tournament of the AEW Men's Owen Hart Cup tournament. For the first rounds, we had Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. This match was something that you really put a cherry on top when it came to everything that took place. I enjoyed the presentation. I enjoyed both of them going back and forth. Mark Briscoe held his own. It was a devastating T-bone suplex from Kyle Fletcher to Mark Briscoe in the chair, as well as that inverted super brain buster that hit it over on the top turnbuckle to secure the victory, as Kyle Fletcher, the prototype, really was holding his own through the course of everything that took place in the match. And I enjoyed how everything flowed, including the transitions, the back and forth, including the Froggy Bow when it came to Mark Briscoe. And Kyle Fletcher holding his own. Of course, he ended up having Don Callis out there being the man on the mic and doing this thing of trying to hype the match up. But Kyle Fletcher's somebody you don't want to sleep on, and he was really good, and I really enjoyed the whole presentation of that actual match. Hopefully, we'll see them go at it again in the near future, and I look forward to being intrigued and being entertained when it comes to Kyle Fletcher. And then we get to the next match, the Ring of Honor World Championship. This was the title versus mask match between Bandido and Chris Jericho. It had a whole lot of elements, a whole lot of people that were involved, including Brian Keith. Gravity was involved as well. The ending came off of a controversy as Jericho ended up hitting Bandido with a baseball bat. But of course, the referee restarted the match after controversy when the family pointed out the bat. Aubrey Edwards came out and pointed out as well, and then the announcer went ahead to restarted it. But Bandido was able to get the victory with the 21-plex German suplex to get the victory for the 1, 2, 3. I'm not sold on that move. I feel like it's a little bit too slow. The way how he has to jump over and catapult himself over. and come back in the ring and then hit a German suplex for 1, 2, 3. He needs to find a different move that will actually make it a lot more quicker of a pace and get the victory right away. But in overall, Jericho actually took the L tonight. I was surprised on that. But Jericho is leading the charge when it comes to renegotiating his AEW contract, which is coming up very, very soon. It actually comes up after All In. So All In might actually be Jericho's last appearance before he renegotiates the contract. I know a lot of people have been talking about will he be going back to WWE to finish out his career. I know he was in an interview with a couple of podcasts, and he was straight to the point. He said if the money is right, if the time is right, he always know how to find his way back to WWE programming. But Jericho has always found his way to keep us entertained and keep us interested, regardless of what he has done in his career. Regardless, he knows how to reinvent himself, and I enjoy the way how Jericho has continued to elevate over the common years and continue to entertain us. He knows how to get heat. He knows how to be a face. Either direction he goes, he's good when it comes to television. When it comes to Bandido, is somebody I still got to get used to, but hopefully he doesn't botch himself into another injury. He just needs to slow down on his moves and his pacing and still entertain us, but keep things running smoothly in a calm, cool, collective kind of way. Then we got to the TNT Championship. This is no time limit, no outside interference. This match went the distance as we had Adam Cole defeated Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship after a beautiful last shot to secure the victory. And I love the way how this match had flowed. It was a whole lot of back and forth. When it came to Daniel Garcia's actual lackluster run, it was terrible. 100%. I did not like the way how Daniel Garcia was booked when he was the champion. Hopefully, you have a better outcome when it comes to Adam Cole as being a champion. He's somebody who's big time over. This is his first singles actual championship after returning from injury. And now he's going into All In as a TNT champion. I really look forward to seeing what they're going to do with Adam Cole. But Tony Khan, don't let us down. Really keep things at a bay when it comes to Adam Cole and put some really great talent in front of him. We also have a lot of people that's coming into AEW, including Josh Alexander. We also have the return of Brian Cage doing his thing now that he's part of the Don Callis family. We're also waiting for Wardlow to return. Wardlow's actually cleared. He should be all good to go from his leg injury. We have a lot of other talent that could deserve opportunity. Just a matter if Tony Khan has a vision to use them. It's just the time will tell. But if they're not being used, they need to go and enjoy the indies. Just sign off on the tone to Tony Khan, like, hey, let me go into this promotion, make some money, and go from there. And we got Gannibal. He's saying no. What's going on, champ? You saying no? What are you knowing about? I would love to know what you're knowing about. He just came off and said no. But if it's a genuine reason why you're saying no, feel free to drop it down and let me know what's up. And appreciate you coming through for the podcast tonight, champ. Hopefully your night is going well. And I appreciate you coming through when it comes to how everything has been going on. But let's dive into the rest of Dynamite as we're waiting for the comments to come through and the chat to still actually pick up. I know that tonight, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably going to catch it in the morning because they are burnt out from the East Coast. Most of my people are international and the East Coast. I don't have a lot of West Coast folks following. If they do, they may catch it like a little snippet here and there in the morning or so like that. But it's really late for a lot of people that don't like to be up. If they're over 40, they snoozing like it ain't nothing. We got the AEW International Championship on the line as the Kenny Omega, the final boss. He defeated the likes of Mike Bailey and Ricochet in a solid match. A lot of back and forth with an avalanche, one-winged angel. This match was good. It was good for everything that I really enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing more of this between those three. Speedball Mike Bailey is one of my favorites on the international scene. He always continues to elevate every single person he be in a ring with. Same when it comes to Kenny Omega, same when it comes to Ricochet. And overall, this match was a highlighted reel, and it was everything that you really wanted when it came to a championship match. I enjoyed the presentation when it came to Kenny Omega holding his own. Mike Bailey continued to do wonders. He sold the leg injury very well, including with his inverted moonsault leg meteors. More importantly, other moves that he was setting up through the course of the match. Ricochet always going to be a highlighted reel, regardless of what kind of move or offense he continues to put on the offense. But he really has stepped up big time when it comes to his presentation. But the cherry on top was when they kept slapping Ricochet's bald head through the course of the match, and the crowd was laughing it off, and also just keep chanting bald the whole entire night and everything else that was going on. But Kenny Omega continues to be the final boss. But where things really got intriguing was the post match. We ended up having Kagisha Okada confronting Omega after the match. This looked like it's setting up to be a big one. But I know a lot of people have been rumbling about what's the situation have, as the rumors are true. They're setting up to make a unification for the AEW International Championship and the AEW Continental Championship. So it'll be on display at AEW's All In, as we're going to have a merger of both championships, the both prestige part of them combining the championship. So Okada versus Omega is going to happen again. I highly recommend for you to see their past matches, including their New Japan matches, which has been nothing but great. When Kenny Omega was in New Japan, he was held in his own when it came to Okada. But Okada was the man when it came to New Japan Pro Wrestling. But I highly recommend you go searching on YouTube, check out a couple of videos between Okada and Omega. And trust me, when they go at it All In, you truly would not be disappointed. And I hope that you guys really do enjoy it and take advantage of that. That match is going to be probably a 30-minute match, no doubt. But the question is, hopefully Kenny Omega is now 100%. But I know it looked like he actually got a little concussion in his triple threat match that he had tonight. But hopefully everything is calm, cool, and collected. He take a couple of weeks off, and he should be good. And then we get to the main event, the AEW World Championship match, which had the biggest controversy of them all, but the biggest storytelling. As we had Jon Moxley with Marina Shafir defeating the likes of Swerve Strickland, who was with Prince Nana. Of course, it came after a lariat press, and things really broke down in a big one. We had so many people that came down when it came to this match. We had Hangman Adam Page. He was attempting to interfere. The Death Riders got involved and attacked Hangman. Hangman even came off with a couple of offenses. Pac, then the Ops came down and put the beat down on the Death Riders. So that's a new storytelling. The Ops found who their next target, and it's Death Riders. So the Ops are really to go to battle with the Death Riders, and it's going to be good. However, where things broke down, Swerve was about to go for the victory. We're going for that Swerve stomp. The lights go out, and who appears? The Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, the EVPs, who have been gone for quite some time after running away from the Death Riders. Now the story has been flipped upside down in the biggest way possible. The Young Bucks end up laying out Swerve Strickland with the EVP trigger, and this allowed Moxley to pick up the victory for the 1, 2, and 3. There's going to be a lot of controversy behind it, and the ending was poor taste. It was better than Revolution when it came to the ending, because the Revolution ending was dog piss. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. I'm going to keep it 100% honest when it comes to how everything was flowing with Dynasty. Dynasty was good. When it came to Revolution in LA, it was a different story. But in the overall, I had enjoyed the whole entire show. The show was good, though. It had a whole lot of twists and turns. Each match really actually had a little bit of controversy. But in overall, I enjoyed the pay-per-view. The card had a little lack of build and promotion leading up to the event, but I give it a solid 4.2 when it came to the overall presentation of the show. The peak highlight was the 2 new champions. Congratulations again to Adam Cole and Bandido for capturing your perspective championships with a little bit of storytelling. Of course, the triple threat match was the biggest highlight, including being the highlight reel of the match of the night. FTR turning on Adam Copeland was something else. And of course, his teasings is something more. As who's going to help Adam Copeland after the situation? How long will Adam Copeland be out? And now we're getting FTR on a heel run towards the end of their last 2 years with AEW. It's going to be something but good. It's going to be a symphony. And I look forward to seeing that controversy continue to build up over time and seeing what FTR does with everything. But the controversial main event was the cherry on top. Tony Khan topped himself when it came to the ending. The overall, it was all right, but Moxley continued to find a way to keep the championship. Was another storyteller in the book. I know a lot of people had a little bit of concerning of if Shane McMahon was going to come in. Of course, that was scripted off as Tony Khan lost interest after Shane McMahon was trying to get interest in stock and was trying to get creative control and the whole 9 yards, and Tony just ghosted him. But he swiftly flipped the script. He added the Young Bucks as the new antagonists, general managers, or more so the bosses, the heel bosses that are controlling everything and want to control the narrative. It changed everything up with what was going on with the Elite, but I wonder what's going on with the rest of the Elite. What's going on with that whole situation? How they feel about what was going on when it came to the EVPs joining forces with the Death Riders. Are they going to come back and be Team AEW? Or is things going to hit a different chord? But you just got to tune in to see how things continue to peak. But more importantly, we're getting towards the end of this video. Appreciate you guys coming through for this lovely live edition for AEW Dynasty. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, click the notification bell if you're on YouTube. On my other platforms, click a lovely heart or like, share it to someone who you may think may love wrestling. More importantly, don't miss any updates when it comes to new videos, shorts, and all the good stuff that I continue to elevate. And more importantly, post your comments down below. It will really help me to get the engagement of the algorithm. And also if there's any changes that you'd like for me to do, or you see things that are serious that need to be checked out, not on a trolling level, but more so to help me become better of a content creator and help you become entertained on a regular basis. Until the next episode, I'm your host, Dave Vaughn. You have been watching the Dave Vaughn Lewis Show podcast. Appreciate you guys coming through for the channel. Until the next episode, I will catch you guys later. You guys have a wonderful and safe night. Until then, you guys be safe.